Hello everyone, I'm Akanksha Priya from MBA first semester. Today I am going to represent on the topic the neoclassical theory of management. This approach holds a significant place in the evolution of management thought. The neoclassical theory emerged between 1930s and 1940 as a reaction to limitation of classical theory of management. The classical theory of management mainly focuses on task, efficiency, performance, and rules, while the neoclassical theory shifted the focus toward human element in organization. It recognized that uh, employees are not merely for economic being, but they are also social being with emotion, needs, and aspirations. So we will move forward to our towards our next slide, that is about a human relation approach. There are three approaches of this management theory. First one is human relation approach, second one is behavioral science approach, and third one is scientific approach. So we will discuss all the approaches one by one, starting from our first approach, which is about human relation approach. So human relation approach is given by Alton Mayo, which is conducted in Western Electric Company in Chicago. This experiment is also known as Hawthorne experiment. The main conclusion of this experiment is that employees perform better when they receive valued, feel better in organization, and have good relationship with their colleagues. So our next slide is all about behavioral science approach. So behavioral science approach mainly focuses on human behavior through psychological method. In behavioral science approach, we will discuss about human behavior through psychological methods. This theory is developed after World War II, and there are three key contributors of this approach. First one is Maslow, second one is MC Greger, and third one is Herzberg. So Maslow gave the five level of human need theory. MC Greger gave two management philosophies, and Herzberg gave two factor theory, which is hygiene factor and motivation factor. Now we will move towards our next slide is all about Maslow hierarchy theory. So Maslow hierarchy theory mainly tells the human need in five levels, starting from physiological, then safety, then belonging, then esteem, and then the final is self-actualization. If the basic need of an employee made unfulfilled, they may get dissatisfied and they won't focus on higher need. Now the next slide is two factor theory. Two factor theory, these are the assumption which generally manager make about their employees. In two factor theory, first one is theory X and second one is theory Y. In theory X, people don't like to do work. They do work only with strict supervision and with strict control. While the theory in theory Y, the people enjoy work. They are already self-motivated. They don't need any kind of supervision. They know how to improve themselves. So our next slide is Herzberg two-factor theory. In Herzberg two-factor theory, there are two factor. First one is hygiene factor and second one is motivation factor. Motivation factor don't hygiene factor don't motivate employee if present, but their absence causes dissatisfaction. While in motivation factor, this is a positive type of factor which enhance the performance of an employee. In hygiene factor, there is salary, work condition, company policies, job security, while in motivation factor there is recognition, achievement, responsibility. So the manager should increase hygiene factor to avoid dissatisfaction. At the same time, they should improve motivation factor to enhance the performance of the employee, so they will perform better for the organization. So now we will move to our next slide. Social system approach is given by Chester Bernard. According to this approach, an organization is a social system which cooperate an cooperative system which is built by people, by their rules, by their responsibilities. So the manager should consider social, physiological factor along with the social and economic aspect. So they also now the next slide, the key concept of this approach. So they also they also discussed about the zone of difference. The zone of difference is the idea which tells that employee only accept order if they feel the order is reasonable and fair. Only that they will accept the order. Now the next slide is, now this slide is all about contribution and limitation. So there are so many contribution of this approach, and also there are so many limitation of this approach. So firstly we will discuss about contribution of this approach. So it shifted the focus from efficiency to a human well-being. Also it introduced motivation and teamwork or leadership factor in organization, and also it encouraged employee participation and cooperation. Now we will talk about limitation. So it overemphasis on social factor and less effective in crisis, resulting in now we will talk about limitation. It overemphasizes on social factor, and second one is less effective in strict, requiring a structure, and third one is informal group may oppose goals that will harm the rules and regulation of the organization. Now the main conclusion of this whole approach is that this approach made management more human centric, forming the basis of modern HR practices. That's all. Thank you.